All right, guys, I'm recording. Hey, guys, welcome to Tuner Evolution Nation.
Just stop. That's not how we're starting this. I'm shutting that shit down right now. Oh, man. Hey, welcome, everybody. So this is actually going to be our first go with our podcast. We haven't quite made up a name yet. As far as introductions go, my name is Jake. I'm here with my co-hosts, Brian and Shahan. What our podcast is really going to be focused around is going to be really the aftermarket scene and the tuner scene of cars. We have all been very passionate about it for some time. And we talk about it constantly. So why not record it, post it somewhere? So Brian, Shahan, if you want to talk for a sec, let people hear your voice.
Hi, guys. My name is Shahan. Hi. It's a really weird name because I'm not white. So today's main topic that we're going to be talking about is going to be underrated cars. Okay. And we're going to have more topics coming up later on. But I'll let Brian talk now.
Hi, I'm Brian from San Diego. And this will be fun.
He's a stance boy.
Yeah. I think that's going to be one of the best things about this podcast and the dynamic between us three is all three of us are from different areas and different scenes. I'm from Detroit, or from the Detroit area rather. So I grew up around muscle cars in the Motor City. Granted, I do have more of a love for German engineering more than anything. And Brian is like Shahan said, a stance boy. He just loves anything that is literally sitting on the floor with the rim touching the fender. That's him. That's his love. Yep.
I'm from
New England.
I was going to say I'm from a place where Honda Civics and fart cans were everything. And when I was young, I used to idolize it. But then I grew up a little bit. But I still.
And now
like
he
Japanese.
likes fart cans.
No,
No. Now you like fart cans on Subies and new Civic Type R's for some reason.
Yeah, I guess
disgusting still.
So as far as the underrated car topic, there are so many cars out there, honestly, that are just extremely underrated for what they are. I think a lot of them get a lot of hate just because, they're not the mainstream. And I think a lot of people are scared to go against the mainstream, especially in in a social way, if they're posting on social media or on YouTube or anything along those lines. I think they get a little scared to buy something that's unique in some way. Brian, I'd love to know what your number one is, because I know, so all three of us picked three different cars that we think are our top rated, underrated car. And Brian, I'd love for you to take it over and tell us about what car you're thinking is most underrated on your list.
He's wrong.
So,
I'm kidding.
Okay.
All right, get out of here. Just because it's not a 3000 PT. Disgusting. So my number one, obviously, the Toyota Cressida, the Mark II.
Okay.
Because, have you ever seen one done up?
Yeah.
It's got that presidential look. It's just...
The Mark II, you said?
Yeah.
What years were those? Like the 90s, pretty much.
They started in 60. They started in 68, but my favorite is probably, dude, they're old. It's probably the 84 to 88.
Okay.
The X70.
Got you.
What engine did those come with?
Ooh,
it looks like a Volvo.
It does, but
does it come with a older 1J?
Yeah.
Does it really? Holy crap! It comes with a 1J.
It's basically what they turned the Chaser
A
in.
1J Volvo tank, dude. That's made in Japan.
I'm assuming those weren't turbo from factory though.
No. Oh my god!
Well, somewhere. The Chaser.
I just saw a picture of it stands and it looks so good.
Dude, right? That's where my love for the Chaser started, actually.
Wait, what year is the one that you like? I'm sorry, what year is that?
He said 84.
All right, 1987 to be safe.
What?
Oh my God. Dude, I didn't realize how square bodied those were.
Yeah, it's a Volvo, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
that
thing's
bad thing.
And you guys
It's not
know,
a
I
bad
looked
thing.
at these tires, those are crazy.
Yeah, man, that thing is super clean. Can you get those in the US or is that import only?
So usually it's import only. You can find a couple of them for sale around, but they're really hard to find in good condition. The last time I saw a really good one was when I was in college fucking 4 years ago. Yeah, this dude just had one completely stock. Man, it was great. Dude, it was so beautiful.
Toyota Cressida. Dude,
Was it imported or no?
I don't know. I never got a chance to talk to the guy.
You should have and gotten his number too. I'm kidding.
I would have tried to see this car from him.
That thing is pretty sweet. I like that a lot, man.
Yeah, if you look up the JZX 100, people fucking slide them all over the place too.
Oh yeah, the JZX 100. Yeah, Adam LZ has a couple of those. I'm pretty sure. I think he has one in Japan and one in the States.
Sure. Yeah, because I know for sure I've seen the one he has in the States.
Yeah, it's red. It's beautiful.
He went crazy on it.
Oh yeah.
The first time I saw it was when he put the livery on it.
Dude, have you seen it? Have you seen it with the red window tint?
Yeah,
window tint.
Dude.
So
yeah,
when
man.
me and Shahan were talking about going to Japan, the one thing I was like was, all right, let's buy a fucking chaser while we're over there.
Yeah.
Because they're affordable out there. You can also find them at the auction semi-regularly, kind of, but usually they're kind of beat up. I mean, I'd love to have it personally.
I remember in Midnight Club when you could do colored window tints, and I would do some.
Oh my God, I
colors.
forgot about that.
But then, like,
Dude.
once real life came around and I actually got my first car, I kind of forgot about it. And now that you brought it up again, I'm like looking at pictures and it's actually disgusting.
You know what game was actually really good that I think got a little bit too much hate?
What?
What's up?
Midnight Club LA.
I think it was good. It just wasn't like the previous one.
I agree with that. I think it was a little bit more realistic, and I think that's why people didn't like it. But that was like the first game that they introduced first-person driving.
Yeah, which, dude, that was like a necessity for me. When you're like in the actual cockpit of
first-person driving, I think that might be one of the very few games back then that did first-person shooting or first-person driving right. Because I mean, you could look around and see the interior, but also see the road perfectly fine. Like I had a C6 Corvette in that, and it was beautiful to drive around in because it felt like I was actually sitting in a Corvette. It was sick.
I had a 3000 GT, and then I bought a 3000 GT, and I was like, wow, it's the same thing. And then I went back.
All right, well,
I went back and bought the game after I bought the 3000 in real life, and I was like, wow, this is actually like fucking accurate. Like, it was pretty accurate.
Well,
did it overheat all the time too?
What'd you say? I actually didn't hear you.
No.
What'd you say?
Oh, that's good.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with your constant overheating issues. Nothing at all.
Oh, hey, I fixed that. I put a new water pump.
Are you freaking sure you fixed that? It was either the thermostat, the water pump.
We did all of it.
We had a bad radiator. We had a bad radiator cap. All of a sudden, we thought your head was blown, but it wasn't. Oh my God!
I had a dude who works on fucking.
That car to the shop.
I had a dude that works on Porsches and Ferraris help me.
Well, that's good because the fucking shop in South Dakota didn't know shit.
And like even he barely knew, but still.
Replace it real quick.
Yeah, every time I'd go to the shop, they'd fix it, be like, "Oh, it's good," and then like 3 months later, same issue would come up.
3 months, like a week later. What are you talking about?
It was at least a month. At least
you're giving him too much credit.
No, it was at least a month. It was at least.
I'll give you at least 21 days, 3 weeks. I'll give you at least 3 weeks, or at the most 3 weeks.
He kept telling you, "Oh yeah, no, it's fine," but you couldn't drive it down the freeway to get to him.
all they would do was they would flush the coolant and then they'd put it back in, and then that was it. And then they'd be like, "Oh, it's fine. It's not overheating now, so it must be fine." I'm like, dude, the problem comes. So it had to have been like a leak or something. I don't know, man. It was fucking weird.
Oh man.
All right.
Well, let's let's move on to you, Shahan. What car have you picked for your
All
most
right,
underrated?
Back to underrated cars. My first pick, I mean, you guys already know, the 3000 GT, but not my 3000 GT, the VR4, because I just have the base model. So if you guys didn't know, when the car first came out in like 91, I think, there was two models. There was the base, which had a dual overhead cam V6 non-turbo, and then there was the VR4, which had the twin turbo. That one had like 320 horsepower. Then in 96 or 97, they came out with the base SL and the VR4. So the base pretty much became like a lower end single overhead cam, which is what I have. It's like a piece of shit. It has like 160 horsepower. Then the SL was the new base, if that makes sense. And then the VR4 was still like a beast. So I think that car was just way ahead of its time. And the only con was that it was really heavy, because the car was, you know, it had like a bunch of features. Like even my base model. Too. My base model has power windows, bro.
Yeah. Your base model is literally a brick.
It has power windows though.
I know. No, but I'm just saying, like, it's honestly surprising, because here's the thing, like, your car it's wide, but it isn't that big. Yeah. You know, just overall, it's not that big of a car, but no joke, your car weighed more than my Focus ST.
Yeah, I think the curb weight for the base model is like 3,000 something, but then the VR4, because it's all-wheel drive, is even like heavier. It's like almost 4,000 pounds.
Yeah, dude, my ST was 3,100, like 3,100 or 3,200 pounds.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think that, you know, I guess it kind of shows, you know, how things have really moved forward just in general. Like when you see SUVs nowadays that are like 7,000 pounds, it's the same thing as it was before, but there's a reason that they're that big. But cars, no joke, I swear to God, have shredded off like 20 to 30% of their weight from the 90s.
Here's my theory. I think it has to do with the materials that they use now, because even though I have a piece of shit like 3-liter engine that only makes like 160 horsepower, it's pretty much like everything in like that engine bay, there's like no plastic. It's all metal. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Also, if you get into a wreck, you're going to survive easily.
Yeah, because I have a boat, a Japanese boat.
You literally drive a Japanese boat.
And
that doesn't float.
Drive somehow. A heavy front-wheel drive car is just like the nastiest combination.
I'll just drive. Every single time I see your car, every single time I see just like a base 3000 GT, I'm so confused on why it's not rear wheel drive.
I know.
Because you're looking at it and it's like, okay, it has a tight interior of something that would need rear wheel drive. It just feels like a car that would be rear wheel drive. Like it has your center console running through the car.
Yep.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's like made
there's
to
no
have
drive shaft going through.
A drive shaft going through, but it doesn't. That's insane to me.
It's just so weird.
I think if that car was,
very weird.
It'd be like one of like the best cars of the time. Because
VR4 is all-wheel drive?
VR4s are all-wheel drive, but they're still based off of front-wheel drive platform first, and then like they're adding.
So what does it do? Does it just run a transfer case through instead of like being a direct drive?
I think so. But the thing is that chassis is the same chassis as the second gen Eclipse.
Okay.
So that's why I think that's why it's front-wheel drive, is because they share the same chassis. So. Because obviously the 3000 GT is like the bigger brother. By the way, fun fact, in the first Fast and Furious, instead of the Supra being the next car after the Eclipse, it was supposed to be a 3000 GT, but something happened with like the production, and they had to get the Supra instead. So if they ever did use the 3000 GT in that scene or in that movie in general, maybe the roles and the prices would have been swapped for the two cars. Fun fact.
You know, I can debate that pretty heavily. I don't think that the 3000 GT has the stature and the name to be able to keep up with what the Supra is and was. I just don't. I think it would have been
stock, it did, but not in the aftermarket.
Not in the aftermarket, and I think that's what I think. I think that again, that's really the the motive of this podcast, and what we're talking about here is aftermarket. I just don't think in any way, shape, or form, that's the thing. You can find a stock VR4 for what, 20 grand, 15 grand.
I think they're less, like 10 grand lowest. I really do think
so. Honestly, if you can find one for 10 grand and you can't even find a stock Supra for anything less than $40,000, yeah, that kind of shows the aftermarket, and that also shows just the stature of the car itself. I think the VR4 is a awesome car. It is so cool.
I love
it. It honestly is. It's a dope looking car, and honestly, it performs. Like, it has a twin turbo V6, and it's all wheel drive. Like, who doesn't want that?
Mm-hmm. It's just,
you know what I mean? Like, it's honestly, it's an older version of the GTR. It honestly is. Like, it really is just an older version of, older version of the, I would say modern day GTR. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that.
And it sounds good too, but I just, there's just something, I guess it's the way the name holds up in the history of it. I think the Toyota Supra just in general has a much broader history going from the old ones to the new ones. That, I mean, I do love the new one, like the new one. Mm-hmm. Mostly because I love German cars and I love that it's pretty much all German. But
so BMW with Toyota body kit, let's be real.
It really is. It really is. And I'm okay with that, though. That's the thing. I am.
I love the look of it.
I think it is the most, I personally believe that it is the most beautiful car that Toyota has made since the 90s Supra. 100%. 100%. Like, I don't think there's anything that competes with it.
Yeah, I could see that. I can't think of anything right now, but
that's hard to argue.
Maybe some of the Japanese stuff could compete, like the overseas only cars, but
maybe.
Yeah, like,
but even then, it's like.
But what overseas Toyota cars
Chaser?
have there been that we haven't been able to get? I mean, yeah, but the Chaser is a different. Well, I guess I'm not trying to talk about class,
or maybe
I guess we can't rub that in.
Yeah, because the Chaser was up until like what 2001 or something.
Oh my God, was a Chaser that young of a car?
Yeah, it was. Like, it was pretty much
kind of became Corolla out there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, look at the Corollas out here. The Corollas out here are garbage.
Yo, think about Mitsubishi during the 90s though. Like, they had the VR4, they had the Eclipse GSX, and they still had the Evo all out at the same time.
Well, I think that's the big. I think that's the big reason. Or go ahead, Brian.
They were like, think about now, right? As far as sports cars go, yeah, there's still a group of people that like those. No one really wants it as much as they did back then.
Yeah,
everyone was putting out a sports car that was affordable.
Multiple sports cars.
Now you're dropping 50 plus. Yeah. So back then, everyone could afford it and want it and could get it easy. Now, if we want an old Japanese sports car, we're asked out mostly.
And I think that's one of the crazy things too. And honestly, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, the VR4 specifically, I think the big reason that it never took off is because the Evo overshadowed the absolute shit out of it.
Oh yeah.
It completely took over. Honestly, it did. Obviously up until like 2015. But.
I think the main reason was because the Evo engine was so much better in the aftermarket.
Oh my God.
Than the 3000 GT engine.
Yeah.
So good.
And plus, these cars ran into a lot of issues. What'd you say?
How easy was it to get a VR4 here? Like, I don't. As far as like production goes, like you said,
it was expensive. It was definitely. It was like in the 70,000 range back in the 90s, which with inflation is like a shit ton. It's like over 100,000 now.
It was 70 grand back then?
Yes, it was. This car was expensive. No way. This car was expensive. It was not back then.
Option. So of course people were going to kind of drop it and let it like, all right, yeah, I like the way it looks or I like the way it drives, but I can get an Evo for half that.
Everyone calls it the poor man's Ferrari. Like, that's pretty much what it was.
Damn, dude, I never knew. I never, ever knew it was that expensive.
It was, yeah.
I never, dude, honestly, even back then, I never would have thought about been a lick over 30.
Oh yeah.
Here, I can Google it if you want.
Does it have all-wheel steering too? Dude, see, okay, I think that's the kicker right there. How many cars, even supercars back then, had all-wheel steering? None. Like, come on, dude. All-wheel steering alone is such a huge thing, especially for the sport of racing in general. And I think that's one of the things that I'm kind of surprised that it didn't take off in the racing scene. I'm surprised that it didn't turn, like no one turned those into actual race cars nearly as much. Because, I mean, all-wheel steering, all-wheel drive, twin-turbo V6, like in what way would that not be a competitor? Maybe because of the weight. You know what? The weight was probably a big issue.
That's what I was going to say. It's heavy.
Yeah.
So as far as racing goes, you're at a disadvantage, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was more of
I
like
can
a
see
Grand
that.
Tour type car.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my pick.
Did they
for
bring?
underrated.
Did those have target tops, or no?
No, but they made a Spider variant of the VR4, which kind of looked ugly, to be honest.
It's kind of hard to make.
It's really
any
rare. That one was rare though.
Good as a Spider.
Oh, and also
Like they made the new. What's up?
I was going to say the very last year, the 99 year, was the one that had like that T-shaped spoiler,
Oh, okay.
and that one had the updated headlights as well. But that was only made for one model year.
Okay. Well, I guess we can move on.
Your pick.
Yeah, on to my pick. So I'm gonna transfer more into like the supercar realm. Just because I mean, obviously we all have an appreciation for more affordable cars that are, at least nowadays, that are more affordable and easier to get your hands on than they used to be. I think one car that really surprises me about the prices of them now is the McLaren Mp4-12c. And honestly, I think you guys are probably really confused on that, on how I'm saying a supercar is cheap, but you can get one of those cars for $90,000 now. And it's a supercar. It's a McLaren.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think about that.
As far as it being underrated, I'll give you that, because honestly, no one ever talks about it that I hear of. The only people that do are like, obviously, guys that try to review cars. But I don't know, dude. I mean, it's a McLaren, and I think it's mostly underrated because it's not a P1.
Yeah, okay. I will agree with that. Here's my thing. My favorite car of all time is the P1. The P1 is my dream car. I look at that car and I get a feeling, dude. Like it's just like I feel like it's a match made in heaven. I really do. And I love that car so much. Granted, it's $2.5 million, but I don't know where I'm getting that fucking money, but we'll see. But honestly, the McLaren Mp4-12c, one of the biggest things about it that I think is so incredible is the engine that it holds. It has a 3.8 liter twin turbo V8. Or is it a 4 liter? I can't remember. I think it's a 3.8, if I'm not mistaken.
By the way, guys, I was wrong. The MSRP was around 40. So like in today's money, it would be 70,000.
Yeah, that's still a lot of money though.
Dude, yeah.
Mp4-12c engine. Yeah, I'm just looking up the engine because I forgot what engine it has.
It has a V8, doesn't it?
It's a 3.8 liter V8 twin turbo.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you right now, it's one of the best. It's one of the best sounding V8s of all time. Honestly, if you've ever actually like heard it with an exhaust, it is very deep, but it's high revving. So it's just unbelievable. I think this is going to be a shorter topic than your guys' because it's not nearly as interesting, but I'll be flat out about it, but it is, in my opinion, it's in the supercar realm. I think it's very underrated. Stradman actually just bought one, which is super cool. But the car has the ability to, even nowadays, destroy most supercars on the road with a simple tune.
It looks like a Lotus.
It does. It does look like a Lotus. It looks like it looks like a what is it? The Evoque, a Lotus Evoque, or something like that.
Is it the Evora? Wait, let's see.
Evora. I think it's the Evora that I'm thinking.
Yeah, it looks just like the Evora. Yep.
It looks like the Lotus Evora.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, for that car to be as cheap as it is unreal. Like, how can you get one of those cars? It's a 7-speed dual clutch. Okay. It only weighs like 3,000 pounds. And it has a twin turbo V8 putting out over 600 horsepower.
Yeah.
And it's fast as hell and it sounds amazing. And it has a simple and beautiful McLaren interior.
I think it looks awesome.
Like it's a beautiful car. Yeah, I think it's incredible. But, you know, obviously everybody wants the most flashiest thing. And that's why it doesn't come up a lot as like one of those cars that you see that is, you know, oh my God, he's so good looking. Because when you look at like the 570 or the 650 or, you know, 675 LT or the 600S or 600 LT, sorry. You know, those cars have more of a P1 front end. And I think that's one of the reasons that they are so much more sought after. But this car, I think just for what it is, the performance that it has, the name that it carries, for crying out loud, because you got to remember, this was McLaren's first shot at making a road car.
Mm-hmm.
This was their first road supercar ever, because, you know, they're a racing company. You know, that's what they do. But for them to come out out of nowhere and release this and honestly knock it out of the park, I think they did such a good job. I love that car.
I think two things happen with this car that make it underrated. One, at the time when it came out, it wasn't a flagship model, right? And then two is it's European. So like as soon as they're used, the price just drops. Depreciation is crazy. So I feel like in today's time, this car is like a forgotten relic pretty much.
Well, I understand it from the flagship side of things, but the, you know, European market, the depreciation side of things for the European market for supercars, I don't agree with, because because you got to think about it. Because when you got to like the 600S or I'm sorry, 600 LT right now, it's going for over sticker still. The P1, pretty sure is going for 500,000 over what they sold for or what they stickered at, if not more than that. So all of these, I honestly think that the big reason that it's depreciated so much is because of the point that you said, because of it being their first car and not being a flagship yet. I think the 570S is more of a staple for them to really get into the supercar world more. But I think this car was definitely underappreciated, and I want one. I want one right now.
How much were they going for? Like used?
Right now, you can get them for 90.
Ooh, not bad.
I found an Alpha 1 or an Alpha model, which is like a rare one, going for 116, which is a crazy low price.
For a somewhat new supercar, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, for trying to see Auto Trader. I just want to look it up really quick just so I can see what some of the prices are at.
What is that amazing website you just mentioned? Used
2030. Auto Trader is the best way for you to look up cars that are used, new, or certified.
Sponsored.
You like that ad read? That was crazy.
No, I'm kidding. We're not sponsored.
No, we're not sponsored by it.
They pay us.
That's true. Yeah, McLaren is. I mean, I just found two here that are within 50 miles of me, and both of them are under $110,000.
There you go.
And
what about you just get a C8? No, I'm kidding.
I would get a C8, but the only way I'd get a C8 is if somebody finds a way to unlock those damn ECUs.
Yeah, I still.
That's the only way I'd get one.
It's crazy that no one has done that.
You don't want to get bogged down with fruit.
It's just annoying. Like, no joke. People are having to straight up get standalones in order to do anything fun with them. Yeah, I just found a 2012 McLaren Mp4-12c Coupe with 8,600 miles on it for $85,000.
Sell your body, buy it.
Okay, well that's not gonna happen.
That easy. No questions.
Yeah, because that's just how it goes, guys. I'll just sell my body right now.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah,
hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, we could probably get a good amount for you.
God damn, guys, calm down.
50% of your body, not the money.
This is getting weird. Oh my God! Stick to the cars, people. Jesus.
All right, are we going for our second picks now?
Are we gonna do second picks, or do we want to move on?
It's up to you. Let's move on, and then let's, if we have time, we can go back to the main topic.
Yeah, and we'll just make the main topic or those quick. We'll just make the main topic quick.
Got you.
Side topics. First one I want to talk about is Fast 9. Honestly,
okay.
I want to talk about Fast 9.
The movie, by the way.
Yeah, the new movie Fast 9 of the Fast and Furious saga. So I have an issue with it already from the trailer.
Is it because of John Cena? Can you not see him?
No, I'm fine. I love John Cena. I'm fine with him being in the movie. What was her freaking name?
Letty.
No, not Letty. Mia. I'm not okay with the fact that Mia's in the movie.
Because she's alone.
Why?
Because she's alone. Brian isn't with her.
Yeah, but she still needs a paycheck, bro.
She has all that money. What are you talking about?
Hold on. That is your problem. Not the fact they're trying to tell you Vin Diesel and John Cena are related. That's not an issue.
Nah, because I see it.
I do not see that.
Maybe not in the look, but look at them both and just how big and bulky they both are. It makes sense that he would be the older brother and John Cena would be the younger brother. When I'm pretty sure John Cena is actually
I feel like
older.
you only feel that way because John Cena has hair.
Probably.
No, I don't.
You can say it. It's fine.
Okay.
You guys look older.
I can't wait to hear Tyrese say like two things that are kind of funny and then get a paycheck and walk away.
Oh.
I'm just happy that Han's back. I want to know how he came back.
Bro, it's going to be the most bullshit story. Yeah, so I sacrificed my soul to the devil in the 9th realm and I came back. Got resurrected in an RX-7 that was brought down by the heavens.
I saw Dom catch a car that had flipped over onto the roof.
Yeah, dude, what was up with that in the trailer? Like,
he caught a car.
Like, straight up, he is on something other than steroids. There's something going on with that.
Listen, when I saw him catch a car, just like listen to that sentence and how stupid
he
it
caught
sounds.
a car, like straight up takes a car and just pushes it as it flips on top of him. What? As he's standing on another moving car.
Oh my god!
Exactly.
Yeah, how do you even have footing at that point?
Movie. Don't tell me they're gonna hold a fucking helicopter to a truck with a chain barehanded.
Yo, guess what car John Cena is supposed to have in this movie?
I think it's a Charger, isn't it?
Mustang.
It's a Mustang. Doesn't that fit him perfectly?
It sure does. Look, you can't see me. You're damn right, because he's about to run everybody over.
Oh my god,
yo.
Dude, that's perfect. You can't see me. Wham!
Letty just has a bike. Yo, for some reason, Ludacris has an NSX.
Yeah.
Tyrese has a Jeep Wrangler.
I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of mad that it's, they both bought Koenigsegg CCXs at the end of the last movie. Why aren't they using them in this one?
Yeah.
Because it's too expensive.
Because that's expensive.
There's only 2 in the Western Hemisphere. That was in Fast 5, wasn't it?
Was it Fast 5?
Yeah, that was Fast 5.
It was Fast 5, yeah.
That was Fast 5.
I lost track when they started
wait,
bullshit.
So this other girl with the purple smoke behind her, I'm not sure if you guys are like looking up.
That's Mia, isn't it?
No, that is the hacker girl. What was her name again?
The blonde one. The blonde one. Yeah.
The black girl. She's a black girl, and like Ludacris and like Tyrese would always be like around her and try to flirt with her. Yeah, she's like the hacker girl.
Trying to fuck.
Yeah. What was her name? Fuck.
Hey, I thought they killed that blonde before, though. I'm so confused.
Ramsey. No. Yeah. Her name is Ramsey. Yeah, that's her. Like her hair, her vibe is so different now. What is she driving? What is that purple car? Is that like a Veilside NSX? Like what is that?
Let me see. I'm gonna look at the trailer right now.
Yeah, because Han's driving.
Or is that a Maserati? Han's driving the new Supra.
Yeah.
But what is that purple car, yo? What is Ramsey driving? It looks like a Veilside NSX from the front. Or a Maserati.
Why am I not surprised that Dom is still driving a Charger? Like, come on. Give him something different.
Come on, man. Character development doesn't exist in this movie.
Oh, my God. I just don't understand why they would pick. Honestly, if I were them, I wouldn't have given him the Charger. I would have given him a Hellcat Red Eye. A Hellcat Red Eye makes more sense.
That would have been sick.
Goddamn, something fun.
And that could have been a great marketing tool as well.
Horsepower.
That could have been a great marketing tool because they just released the wide body ones, right?
Yeah. They released the wide body ones in 2018.
No, they added a new. That's the Demon, I think, is what you're thinking of. But they added a red wide body.
No. In 2018, they started doing or 2019 even, they started doing you can get the RT scat packs and wide bodies now.
Okay.
Which is actually super badass because you can get a wide body Challenger scat pack for $40,000 or $45,000.
I'm just curious.
They sit nice.
Has there ever been a Chevy in this franchise?
Hello?
I think there was a Camaro in one of the old movies.
Are they just not sponsored by them or something? I don't think I've ever seen a Camaro. I don't think I've ever seen a Camaro.
Oh wait, what are we talking about?
Chevy. I can't think of a Chevy in these movie series. I can't think of one.
No, there isn't a single one.
So they're just not sponsored or something.
It would have been so badass, dude. It would have been so badass if they would have brought in
the C8.
The new Camaro ZL1 1LE. You know how badass that thing is? That is a beautiful car.
I was hoping for the Chevy Sonic. I'm kidding.
Okay.
That's what Transformers
I
did,
think, well, no, that's what I was going to say. Maybe that's the reason they haven't done it is because they already had a contract with Transformers.
What? They can only have one movie contract at a time.
And he didn't just catch the car. The car that he's on is on its side. He catches it, flips both of them back down.
Bro,
I'm sorry?
It's not even a car movie anymore. It's like Mission Impossible. It's like G.I. Joe.
But I mean, guys, we've been debating that since Fast 5 though.
Yeah. Fast 5 was like a heist though. I think Fast 6 and up, it became like Mission Impossible. I think 4 and 5 were like more heist type of films. But then after that, it just became like Mission Impossible. Like technology, gear, hacking, that type of shit.
It's just excessive.
I understand that. Yeah.
I mean, these movies don't anymore.
I don't know. There's just something about it that just doesn't.
I'll still watch them, but yeah, I don't feel anything when it comes to cars anymore.
Nah, it's not the same as it used to be. Yeah. I mean, it's badass. Don't get me wrong. I'll still watch it, but it's not the same vibe that it used to be. It's not the same thing anymore.
It's just the most crazy, unrealistic summer blockbuster now.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, dude, did you know Demons are selling for $130,000 now?
Jesus Christ.
Really?
Yeah. That's insane. Why didn't it pick the trim that I picked? All right, RT. I want to look at the RT Scat Packs.
You picked a Demon?
Yep. Just found one. 2020 RT Scat Pack for $47,000.
Oh, man. Fast 9. That movie got delayed by a whole year, didn't it? Just because of Corona.
It did indeed, yeah. Yeah.
They're talking about delaying it again.
No way. So the supposed release date is May 28th this year, 2021. So we'll see.
Let's hope
happens.
So.
I was thinking because they added Han back, they might even add Giselle back. Because let's face it, we never saw a body. We never had a funeral scene. We never had any of that, right?
You ain't wrong.
And just knowing how unrealistic everything is, they might as well just bring her back anyway. I have a theory. I think they might bring her back at the end of this movie as a surprise. I think they might. But
who are they bringing back?
Yeah,
Giselle. But then again, her as an actor, she's been too busy with Wonder Woman, so maybe they won't even do
Dude,
it.
No, she straight up died off of a plane.
Bro,
Here's the thing, like
she fell like 20 feet and died.
Going 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, but Dom caught a car, bro.
Okay. God damn it.
Dude, Dom fell off a cliff in a car with no helmet and survived, like rolling over for like 20 minutes.
He's been through explosions. He's brought down helicopters on his own.
Yeah, so how did she die from like a 10 feet fall?
It was just her time, bro. That's just her time.
There's no way, bro. There's no way. There's no way. They've done crazier shit.
Oh man. Well, I guess we can move on to our next topic. I think we're getting a little too heated here. We're gonna move on to we're gonna move on to dream cars under $10,000.
Hell yeah, brother.
I love this topic. I think this is a great one. Do you guys have your cars ready? Do you guys know what your dream car is under 10K?
Oh yeah.
All right, Brian, go first.
You both could probably guess mine, honestly.
Just go for it. I want to solidify that I'm right.
Well, it's a 240.
Is it really? I didn't think it was a 240.
You probably thought it was the E30, didn't you?
I did think it was an E30.
Yeah, no. I want an E30 right now, and I'm going to buy one at some point. But no, my dream car has always been a 240.
No shit.
Especially under 10, because you can find one that's in actual good condition for around that price. Depending on where you look, it'll be a little higher, a little lower. So yeah, 240. Plus, options are fucking endless for that car.
Wow, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea it would have been the 240. I honestly thought you would have said the E30, but I guess as far as restoring it, it's a lot more. I would say it's a lot more user friendly and a lot more universal on what you have the ability to do to it compared to an E30. I think the E30 is a little more out there.
It's a little more technical.
It's a little more technical.
Also, my other option was actually going to be a Miata, simply because there is so much you can do with that little car, and it just doesn't make sense. I should be able to go online and look for a Miata with a V8 that's boosted and find one for around 10 to 15. Yeah. Granted, I don't want to buy someone else's project, but it's an option that you have, which is fucking nuts.
That is pretty crazy, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I do like the Miata. I think the Miata is a good car. It's one of those other cars, just like you said, like the 240, that has the ability for you literally to be able to do anything with it.
Yeah, and everyone has seen you can put a V8 in a 240, you can make it all-wheel drive, you can do anything. If I get a genuine 240, I can put a kooky front end, I can put a zinky front end, I can completely transform that car, and it'll cost me a pretty penny, but it'll be worth it in the end.
Yeah. That's a good car, man. Can't even deny it.
I want to hear what Shahan is.
No, I want to go last.
He's always left field. Oh, Jesus, I'm scared.
Okay, I'll go next.
What you got?
I'm going to have to go with the mid-90s, the mid-90s Audi Quattro.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
That's car. Not too out of the realm of possibility for you, but I don't know. It's not what I expected.
It's the thing is, those are very much so rally inspired cars. And I love rally. Rally's also always been something that I've loved. It's always something that I've actually wanted to do professionally, but just never, ever, ever got the chance to even dip into it at all. I think that's one of the reasons, why I still have this burning passion to go do it. I just, I need money. Need money. But, I think one of the big things with that car that I just love is what it is itself. So the engines in those are incredible. It's a 5-cylinder turbo. That engine right now is based off, well, the new engine that's in the Audi RS3 is based off of that motor. And it is one of the best sounding engines ever. And I'm sorry, it's actually the 1984. It's a 1984 Audi Quattro. And it's the UR Quattro, actually. But that car is just, it's so different from what you see now, and no one does anything with them. But they are so badass. They are so badass. It's just a good, clean car that has the ability to make a bunch of power if you want to build the engine. And just be something that no one expects, because it has the deep grumble of a 5-cylinder engine, but just screams up top. Absolutely screams up top. And I mean, they dominated rally for a really long time. And it's
available out here?
What's up?
Were they available out here?
In the US? You can get them in the US, yeah, but they are so rare. So rare. Finding one is next to impossible.
I was gonna say, hold on. Are we sure you're at under 10?
Dude, yeah.
I right now.
No. You can find them in not good condition. You can find them in not good condition under 10. I'm not saying something in good condition. That's fine. I'd probably end up doing an engine swap anyway.
Probably only 80 because they're German.
Mm.
I was kidding. Please don't hurt me.
Oh, he wasn't.
I'm going to kill you.
You on my car now?
Honestly, I think the hardest part about hold on one sec. The hardest part about thinking about Jake in an older car, I only picture him in something modern.
Who?
Yeah. No, I understand that.
Yeah, I don't really see him in an older car.
So when he said an Audi Quattro, I was like,
unless it's an old muscle car, then I could see that.
Yeah.
But the only way I'd get an old muscle car is if I got a 67 or 68 fastback Mustang. And then I made it modern. That's the only way I'd do it. I would keep the body exactly what it is. I might widen it out a little bit. But I would put some fat tires on it, lower it, just give it a mean stance, and then probably drop in a new Voodoo Mustang engine.
Voodoo.
Oh yeah.
Or build an old 451, or I'm sorry, 351. Put a 351 Windsor in it, even, because those things sound disgusting.
Like in a bad way?
And they're fast. You can no in the best way. Granted, those are carbureted. I wouldn't want something carbureted. I could only do fuel injection.
I like carbon dioxide.
Yeah, of course you do.
All right, Sean. What's your car?
What's your car, man?
So originally, I was going to say the 350Z, but I think there's a car that's better value for the same price. And I think that car is the Hyundai Genesis Coupe, but the V6 version. Okay. So
shit, they are under 10, aren't they?
Yeah. So the reason why I
wait, your car? Your old car?
Yes, but 2010.
You're joking.
2010 to 2015.
Yeah, you can get them under 10 right now.
Yeah. So
no shit.
This car has a 3.8 versus a 3.5 liter, right? That the Z has.
Yeah.
So bigger engine. It has more power. It has 348. It has more torque, and I think it sounds better. Because some people complain about the Z's trumpet exhaust and all that.
That's all it sounds like.
You still get back seats if you need them, right?
Yeah.
So I think all in all, it's Korean. Maybe the aftermarket scene at the time wasn't as big, but I think it's big now for this car. I think the aftermarket scene is pretty big now.
Oh, it's huge now.
2012 Hyundai Genesis Coupe, even the 2-liter turbo is $8,000. I just found.
But I would just prefer the 3.8 because if you turbo those bad boys, it's a lot of power.
That's crazy, dude. Shahan, you can literally get your car, your old one, like a 2015 Hyundai Genesis Coupe 3.8, $16,000.
Yeah. Those cars dropped in value. I was kind of shocked.
I just found a 2013 R-Spec 2-liter turbo Genesis Coupe for $11,700.
I'm looking at a 2010 Genesis Coupe 3.8 for $8,500.
Dude, that's crazy.
Dude, that's surprising. But that's a good one.
You know what this car reminds me of too much of?
What?
Just an updated and done. It's literally an updated and done right version of the Tiburon.
Yeah, but it's done right because it's rear wheel drive. It's not front wheel drive anymore.
Yeah, and it has a good engine.
So it also reminds me, like, at least from the people that I've seen in the cars, the way that I've seen them done, it's like a G35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see
overvalued it at the time, and now they've dropped so far that everyone can do it, but no one wants to.
Everyone kind of.
I can't stand the headlights. I can't stand the headlights of the G35. It just pisses me off.
I actually love that car.
I can't stand the way it looks. I don't know why. I just have a burning passion for the way that car looks.
Burning. Look, this car that I posted in the chat.
I found one for like $2,000,
$8,000,
and I was
$8,000 for that.
3.8, 6-speed manual. But yeah, I think
that's crazy.
That car was definitely, like for the time. I think that was like, so like right now, Hyundai and Kia are doing like great, right? But I think back then, I think this was the car that kind of started that whole sporty trend that they're on now.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the car that did it.
I'm not even going to lie, man. That Veloster N is, it's a good car.
Yeah.
I hate that it's front wheel drive, but it is a good car.
It's valued really well too.
You tried to buy a Veloster when I got here. I'll never forget that.
Me?
Shahan did?
No, you did, Jake. You were like, oh, just get a Veloster. It's real nice.
I told you to get that?
Yes.
Did you not know he was a car person?
Looking for cars, you're like, oh. No, we both knew. Because the day we met, he asked me, like, oh, San Diego, have you ever heard of like TJ Hunt? I'm like, oh, yeah, I went to his first meet. And he fucking lost it in the office.
Oh, I did. I mean, we were bros instantly from that,
Yeah.
Well, the first day you and I ever hung out, which I think was that same day, I took you to a dealership to look at a car with me.
Yeah, because I needed a car, and you were like, oh, well, there's a WRX here. No, I looked at a WRX. He looked at a Camaro, I believe.
Yeah, I looked at a 2017 Camaro SS.
How could you?
You know what the funniest thing about that too was? The guy just like the keys were just sitting in the box, but like the box that they have on the windows, and the box was unlocked. I literally could have just drove off the lot.
Oh.
You should have drove to Mexico.
I straight up could have stole that car.
You should have drove to Mexico. That's what I would have done.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy, man. Hey, well, I mean, I think I think we have a good list, as far as our cars under 10K. I think mine surprised you guys a lot, which I'm happy about, because I really do love that car. I love that car a lot. It's just you don't see them, man. You don't see them ever. And they're ones that are barely rollers you can get for under 10K. But you can get them. You can get them. The thing is, if you find one in mint condition, they're closer to like $40,000.
Oh no,
because they are a rare car. But I'm talking about in the status, in the way that I would do it, I would 100% get something that barely moved.
Yeah, because also with that, you don't really need it to.
No, I don't. That's the thing. Like that thing's a project. You know what I mean? It's like Brian Scotto from Hoonigan has one, and I'm pretty sure it still doesn't run.
Probably.
I mean, nothing of his runs though. So
Exactly.
He has so many cars that don't run. Yeah, let's be real.
Sky's blue, his car.
Dang, dude. So our last topic about this next car, Shahan, what was this about exactly? Was it just about the car in general?
This is the feature that we do every single episode.
Oh yeah, the car spotlight, car highlight. Yeah. So yeah, this next car is I think this next car is the ultimate daily driver for somebody that wants to drive something classy and presentable, but also is a completely badass car. And that is going to be the 2017 Audi S6. I personally if I could buy one right now, I would. I really would. And honestly, I can. I just don't want to spend the money because it's $45,000, and I can't do it. But one of the big things about this car that I think is so incredible is it's just the potential. What it has the ability to do. It comes with a twin turbo V8. It's all-wheel drive, has an updated interior, looks good, sounds good, drives well, and you can also buy a $500 module to completely take control of the car. So you can because it comes with air ride, you have the ability to completely slam it. You have the ability to completely slam it without buying bags. You can lower and raise the car to whatever your desired height is or whatever you want it to be, literally just doing it on your phone. And you don't have to buy anything extravagant in order to do it. It's literally just like it's just an OBD11 module.
By the way, stock it has 450 horsepower.
Yeah.
It is a little bit on the heavy side though at 4,497 pounds.
Well, I mean, that's
what the power is for.
But it's an Audi. I mean, what are you expecting? You know, like
with the power, your power to weight is going to be perfect for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like once you decide to put, let's say you do a tuner and an exhaust, and maybe a couple other things just to support it, you're pushing, 500-600 wheel like it's nothing. Those engines have the ability to hold so much power, and I think it's an awesome car.
Stock?
Huh?
Is this red interior stock? Because if so,
yeah, it is. That's an option.
Yeah, that's an option.
Beautiful.
You have the option for a tan interior, a brown interior, a red interior, and a black interior.
It has a nice interior. It really does have a nice interior. I like the wheel.
And it
wheel. It's a flat bottom wheel.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. And funny thing is, the flat bottom wheel is an option. It's not something that they all come with.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to find it with that, which kind of sucks because most S model vehicles like nowadays have flat bottom no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hate, that you have to have a certain package on a car in order to get the flat bottom steering wheel. Like, how much money is it really costing you to do that, Audi?
Like, save money.
All right, well, let's just cut off the bottom, less materials. Oh, okay, cool, sounds good.
The main expense is that they have to create a new part.
I mean, I get that, but it doesn't seem like they're really losing much money there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everything else is the exact same other than the shape.
True. Yeah,
I
like it. It looks nice and like
black. And with most
What'd you say, Brian?
God, this part of the interior just does not sit well with me.
For what?
What part is that?
Basically, your center console up to your AC. It looks like an old model BMW.
And the Audi.
I don't disagree with that.
That's in the S6. That's the only issue I have is it still looks kind of old to me. Like everything else is good. I love this, but that it just you're paying $45, but I'm getting what looks like an 05 BMW interior for parts.
Yeah,
like come on now, give me something.
Does that screen go down into the dash?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Which also isn't my favorite. It's also not my favorite thing about it is, the screen is great. Like it works really well, but I don't know how much of a fan of the whole screen popping out thing I am, just because it sounds like it's going to break.
Plus, it looks kind of dumb when it's down there because there's just like this giant line outlining your infotainment. Looks weird.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Though this car,
when it's all the way down, there's giant there's an outline, and it's huge and very noticeable.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. At least not to me. I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I don't know why this is really stupid. I think my favorite thing about it is that the push button start is on the right side of the shifter column. So it's literally in perfect position for your hand when you lay your arm down on the center console. I don't know why, but I love that. I think that is so cool.
I would rather have it in regular position, honestly.
I wouldn't. Because that's the thing. In order to shut the car off, you literally have to in order to shut the car off while it's moving, You have to like do a sequence in order to do it. So it's not something that'll just like, you can just shut the car off like it's nothing. You know, it's not something that can just happen. Plus the actual, the car stock just comes with really nice wheels too, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, the wheels are interesting.
Comes with a great interior. The rear seats are heated, which are nuts. And it comes with a full Bose system. Like, who doesn't love a Bose system in a car? Yeah, like that is my ultimate daily driver.
I dig it.
Okay, I figured Audi corrected something with the 2020. They fixed all of my issues with the center, honestly.
with the 2020 they did?
Yeah, they did. I don't know if it was just the 2020, but that's the one I saw.
Okay, yeah, let me look at the 2020.
Just on the interior. Everything else about the car was good, in my opinion.
All right, well, I got to not have it looking at relevance. I need to look at highest price, so it actually shows me a 2020. Plus, the 2020, sure. I think the 2020 in general just has like I honestly I like the look of the 2017, 2018 more. Just because I think the 2020 looks too much like just like a normal family sedan now. Doesn't have enough sportiness to it. But that's the thing, the 20
Wait,
yeah, there's too much chrome, but I think it also depends on the model that you get.
Yeah, I'm seeing some with chrome and some with a black accent on the grille.
It depends because they sell a black optics package for these cars too.
Oh. Option like everything else.
But that's the thing about it, you know, like the 2020 literally has like that center console that you're seeing, Brian, with the dual screens and then the entire screen for the tack and whatnot. That's literally what's in the new RS6. The RS6 Avant. That is literally the RS6 Avant interior, which is beautiful. I mean, it's a fantastic car. But it's just nuts how much different that car looks than the RS6, because the RS6 is my dream daily. 100. The RS6 Avant is my dream daily. Yeah, here, 2020 Audi S6 Prestige. I'm also not a fan of the fact that they went to a 6-cylinder turbo instead of a twin turbo V8. I was really digging that twin turbo V8 because the RS6 Avant has a twin turbo V8, which is just
interior. And
the front end of the RS6 is sick.
Right, dude. It's just beautiful. Just a beautiful car. It's so good.
Oh, just a heads up. I was looking at Lambo trucks the other day just because I felt like it. God, I want one so bad.
It's just a good Lambo truck, you know. But
Lambo truck.
Hey, well, honestly, I think that's a good place to stop for the first episode, guys.
Yeah,
that was fun. I'm super happy with that. The first go about.
All right. That was
well. Thanks everyone for listening. We're as far as schedule goes for what we're going to try and do for this, I think for now, for the first couple of episodes, we're going to do once a month, and then eventually we want to get it into a bi-weekly release, and then eventually a weekly, but for now we just have to figure out what we're doing, and we also have to come up with a name first before we start releasing stuff. So thanks guys, appreciate you listening.
Peace.
Thanks everybody.